talk about the journey you've been on and how it has reached this point now where you're on the Garden floor hearing MVP chants and you're going to the All-Star game.
I mean, I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say.
All right, cool. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I think Jalen Brunson is the best player in the playoffs. A top 5 playoff performer in the NBA, no doubt. Yes, I think if he beats Wemby or Shea this year in the finals, he's a top 3 to 5 player in the NBA. Yes, I already think he's the greatest New York Knick in NBA history. Yes, I think he will lead the New York Knicks to a championship and be the first player to win Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and in-season tournament MVP in the same year. And if the Spurs make the championship, he'll have possibly beaten the same team that he beat in the in-season tournament and the NBA championship as well. Let's get started on his first possible matchup. I'm going to just start by saying that Jalen Brunson's career high is 61 and it is against the San Antonio Spurs. The Knicks also beat the Spurs after the Spurs beat OKC 3 times in a row to get to the in-season championship. And this was around the time that everyone was calling the Spurs the new biggest threat in the NBA. But when the Knicks beat the Spurs in the in-season tournament championship, everybody just batted a blind eye to it. The actual matchup within itself is pretty complicated for the New York Knicks, I'm not going to lie, because it is Wemby. What it's going to come down to for the New York Knicks is how can you neutralize Wemby? And when I say neutralize Wemby, I don't mean stop Wemby by any means. That is quite literally impossible. I feel like Mitch Johnson is going to put Josh Hart on Wemby, and that's where the chess match is going to start between him and Mike Brown. Because if Josh Hart is hitting shots, then the Spurs have a problem. But if he's not, that's when Mike Brown will probably sub in Landry Shamet or like a Miles McBride so that Wemby just can't roam around the whole game and mess the game up how he does for every other team in the NBA. I also think that Mitchell Robinson will be key in this series as well, just as far as having another body to guard Wemby, and he's a very good offensive rebounder. But offensively, Wemby doesn't have to guard Mitchell Robinson at all. So his minutes will be limited there, but I still think he can make somewhat of an impact. Also, if the Spurs do decide to go small, I think that Shamet, Brunson, and McBride are going to struggle guarding Harper, Castle, and Fox. Cat, Bridges, and Anunoby are also keys because I think that they have the advantage as far as wings and fours go outside of Wemby. But ultimately, I think the Knicks can beat the Spurs because I have the utmost belief in Jalen Brunson. He's proven for a while that he's one of the best performers in the playoffs in the NBA dating back to his Dallas days. And I think he has enough to put the Knicks on his back and match Wemby's output. Now let's talk about the next matchup. OKC poses some of the same threats that San Antonio does. And I really mean defensively because they're just as good as San Antonio defensively, they just don't have Wemby. You got the Dollar General version of Wemby, and we know who that is. I do think Cat is going to have to play well, but regardless of who they play, he's going to have to play well. And if J-Dub is still out, I give them the advantage on the wings as well because I think that Anunoby and Mikal Bridges can do a good job of slowing Shea down. OKC has also had no answer for Jalen Brunson in the last 5 games. And I think he's seen pretty much every coverage that could be used against him. So there's nothing that OKC is going to throw at him that could throw him off. But I think he's going to be good at making adjustments on the fly in game and just being able to read what they're doing to him and then diagnose it. On the flip side, though, I think Shea is going to ball out if they play against the Knicks. I say this for some of the same reasons that I say for Brunson. He's seen every coverage that could possibly be thrown at him, so there's nothing he won't be able to diagnose as well. And he's playing against arguably the best defense in the NBA and without a doubt the best defensive player in the NBA right now, so I don't think that the New York Knicks are going to cause him any problem. I do think that OKC has the advantage as far as their benches go. As of late, the Knicks have been getting good output from everyone, so hopefully they'll be able to match that bench output. But like I said, for the Spurs, I have the utmost belief that Jalen Brunson can match anything that Shea brings to the table in this series. When he does this, not if, but when he does this, there's no way that anyone can deny Jalen Brunson a spot as a top 3 player in the entire NBA.
All right, cool. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.